Card delight, trading cards. It's time to join the conversation. A journey into the trading card hall.
Hi everyone, this is Chris here from Stormgate Games, coming to you with Trading Card Talk, our episode number, I think it's number 9, right?
Oh,
9, I can't remember. So I have with me a guest. Okay, he's like a long-standing guest who comes in whenever. So Adrian, why don't you introduce yourself?
oh yeah. Hi guys. I come in when Geoffrey can't come in, or when I feel like coming in. So yeah, I'm a player, FAB player in Indonesia. Hi.
Yeah, and Geoffrey can't make it today because he has to take someone out for his day job, like for dinner, so he can't make it. So yeah, it's rough being a LGS owner. So because sometimes some of us have to continue with our day jobs, and we try to get our local game business to do well. So yeah, so today it's actually past midnight here in Malaysia. In Jakarta, it's just
11:30.
11:30. So it's the 11th of October, and we are going to talk today about 3 things. We're going to talk about Procast season. My store isn't doing Procast this season, so well, it's a shame. But there's a lot to do in the store, anyways. We're also going to talk about the upcoming 5th anniversary celebration.
Oh yes.
That's going to be pretty exciting. And I also think we're going to be heading to Worlds, and also we were talking prior to starting the recording, Adrian and I, we were talking about how we're going to be looking at the Living Legend calling that's going to be happening soon as well, and how that will. I personally hope that will allow us to run more Living Legend stuff, so that as people observe the format and we can understand if it's viable or not, then we can run more. Because right now there are a lot of heroes that there. Like for example, I have my old team stuff I can't play. It's like I just keep looking at it.
You can play it now. I mean, if they're confident enough to make it a calling format, I think they're confident that it's.
But I think as a store, personally, we need to be able to run events for people to participate in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it's no fun playing in the kitchen table. Like, I'm playing old team, and then you're playing Briar, whatnot. Yeah. So so let's talk about Procast. Adrian, I think you've been paying more attention to.
Procast season started last week, right? That last week was the first Procast season, and in Indonesia we had one. I was a judge. I didn't play.
Okay.
My first time judging a Procast.
Wow, that's cool.
And then from the meta result, I think Enigma and Aurora were the top 2 heroes.
I've been hearing about it from people. So I myself have not been playing it. I've been paying attention.
What were you hearing from people?
Yeah, so a lot of people have been telling. I've been catching up. I caught up with someone today, and they were saying like, Enigma is one of the heroes that's doing really well now, right? Being able to convert, also showing up a lot in the meta, right?
Yes.
So I think that's and apparently like her cards went down at one point, right? The value, and now the cards are going up again. So
I think because Zen, like one of the most aggro deck that we've ever seen, was gone. It helped Enigma to be able to play her gameplay, because she wants to set up a ward state with her wards, and if that ward isn't disturbed by big turns from the opponent, they can just do consistent damage, especially with her Mirage. So that's why Enigma is quite high. But as well, a new hero such as Aurora from Rosetta, I think she's the most aggro out of the 4 new heroes. I think that's why she's also in the top. And I've been practicing against Aurora, and it's quite an aggro deck, but not as broken as Zen. But
but you're playing Levia now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not as broken as Zen, but it has the potential. So for players who like aggro decks, I think they're gonna jump to Aurora now.
Okay. So we still got like about a month worth of Procast happening, right?
Yes.
So we'll see. Some points. Yeah. So for those of you who don't play Flash and Blood or don't play card games at all. So generally, we have various tier of competitions. So
Yeah.
progress is like a higher, slightly higher competitive level before you have like a battle hardened, right?
Yes. And
So
a calling.
that's an event where players can compete.
It's already professional, competitive level.
Yeah, it's competitive. It's competitive. Competitive REL, right?
Yes.
That's why you need to have judges. Unlike
It needs,
skirmish, we can just chill, right?
yeah, it needs judges. It needs
Yeah.
proper deck lists and all that.
So yeah, so it's like a preparation for you to be able to participate in higher level competition. Yeah, it's very intense. I mean, I've been to these events, but I've not participated. But I think the Collie KL, I'll probably try to give it a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
You should just try it at least once.
yeah, I know, but when I see people play, I'm like, wow, they're there the whole day. I'm like, I don't know whether I can do it. And then,
You don't need to be there the whole day. My first calling, I dropped up there.
yeah, Flash and Blood is very intense, right? I
Yeah.
really think Flash and Blood is more intense compared to games like Magic because I've been playing a lot of Magic right now. Like,
Oh, of course, yeah.
so it's a lot more intense. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
But
So,
this Procast is the first Procast after the new set, so it was exciting to see what the meta was, and it seems that the good hero coming out of Rosetta is Aurora, but we'll see this week what happens because some players are testing out Florian, Osilio, and Verdance. Yeah.
yeah, Florian is a pretty interesting hero. The only time I really played the game proper was during my pre-release, and I haven't had much opportunity. But so there have been a bunch of new stores coming into, like, there's one store slash platform that I collaborate with a lot called Collector, and then they've just been getting into FAB, and like it's very exciting. I really feed off the energy there with the community there, right? Oh, they're so excited about Flash and Blood. And but I've not been playing as much because I've been like getting the Magic because of the business, but also enjoying Magic. Not it's not that I just do it. And well, I was actually at the event last weekend, so I was actually at this huge card show.
Where is it?
But it's the first card show in Malaysia called Super Fractal Card Show. So there was a miscomm or lack of communication. I went there to learn to place. I was thinking because Invictus Watch was there as well, so I thought Invictus would take the lead for FAB, right? But there was no FAB learn to play there. I was like, oh no, if I had known, I would have done FAB learn to play and also done like Magic as well together.
Yeah.
I mean, not at the same time, but figure out a way to do two different things, right? So I actually end up going to that event teaching people Magic, right? So by the same time, I was like, hey, how come there's no Flash and Blood here? So in the space that we had, which I was collaborating with Collector, we were teaching Magic like the whole weekend, which was like, I think I got over like 60, 70 people actually trying out Magic. Some never played Magic before, which was very surprising to me. But then again, card games are niche, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I was like, oh, it's a shame I could have done Flash and Blood as well, but yeah.
Where was the event?
Yeah, the event was actually held on from Friday to Saturday last week. So Friday to Sunday last week, so the 8th of October. It was a huge card show. There was like it was a mix between some. So it was half of it was coins and currencies. So that the other half was cards, right? So there's sports cards. They had a lot of Pokemon because Pokemon is a huge collecting crowd in Pokemon compared to other card games, right? Then CGC was there. Some of the grading guys were there. Tops was actually there as well, promoting their what attack. They got this soccer, this football training card, right? It's called collecting.
Yeah,
it was quite cool. It was quite cool. So it was held at Berjaya Times Square Hotel in part of KL. I didn't know what to expect when I went there because I managed to convince Collector, let's do it together. And we were there promoting Collector platform and also doing learn to play. So it was and I lost my voice actually. I was coughing and anyways. So it was a good event. I wish I could have done FAB there, but yeah, next time around
we're gonna have something similar in October this month in 2 weeks time near my house. there's a convention center. We're having a game expo, and we're gonna have a FAB booth.
Cool. Yeah. So I think events like this are happening more now. I know it was good. I really enjoyed the event. I enjoyed seeing the other part of the card game
Yes.
scene, right? Like the
The
collecting.
collecting part.
Yeah, it's like
I think that's much bigger than the play.
yeah, Pokemon collecting is huge.
Yeah, I
Like
think more
I,
collectors. There are more collectors in Pokemon than
right,
players.
yeah. Then players they buy slabs, they will buy free slab stuff. I actually was in two events back to back. So last weekend was Super Fractal. The weekend before, I actually did go out to teach FAB the previous week, right? I was at the college and we were teaching FAB to the some
Okay.
there. Then straight away on that was Thursday and Friday, and then I thought on Saturday I was at another event teaching Magic, right?
Okay.
But then again there was another miscom because I thought there would be people there teaching FAB, but there was no one there. I was like, oh, okay, so now I'm here teaching Magic. So I'm like, oh my god, like because my store like really is a big proponent of FAB, right?
Yes.
So it's funny that these two events I was teaching Magic compared to doing FAB. I mean, I would have done both. I would have loved to have done both because not many people go out there to teach people card games. I think that's a weakness that we have in the industry, right? So yeah, but it was good. It was so much activity. It's like do you know what the pasar malam is? I don't know.
Yeah.
So Indonesia probably has. I don't know what you call it in Bahasa Indonesia. So it's
Same.
like a night market. It's like a night market.
Night
right?
market. Yeah, same.
And there are
Awesome.
people, there are people everywhere, like trading cards, want to buy stuff, buy slabs. And I'm like, one Singapore store was there, Duke's Kingdom was there.
Okay, Jukes, I know the
Duke's
owner.
there, like some good stuff there. They were the only like Flash and Blood one there, right?
Ah,
There was a bit of Magic, but almost every seller vendor there. I think the vendors also came from across all kinds of places. I know there was a Korean store there. I don't know. I didn't talk to everyone, right? Singaporean vendors were there as well, of course, and it was just massive. I was like, it was quite a lot of energy, right? I was thinking, wow. I mean, I hope we can do like stuff like this more often, right? And also have more feature for trading card games, not just
collecting.
not just Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other event I was at also the previous weekend was all Pokemon, and we were the only table there teaching Magic. I was like, oh. Like all Pokemon. I feel so left out. Like so.
I think Magic is quite niche now. Yeah, more than I think Pokemon is just more general.
Yeah, correct. Pokemon is so much more popular. It's a simpler game, honestly. I think, but
I think it's more towards the IP. It's easier to collect and
yeah, so much more appeal. There's so much more appeal to Pokemon, right? So
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's I really hope that games like Clash of Blood will get more what's the word? Will be more popular, get more airtime and coverage, right?
Yeah.
But
But talking about events, the next nearest event after PQ will be the 50th anniversary, right?
correct.
Good.
Yeah, my store. Yeah, I'm very grateful that LSS selected my store to be able to take part in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I plan for that. I actually have a meeting planned tomorrow to talk to someone so I can do 5th anniversary in a big venue.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, then we can have more players come and so that's the plan. I hope it works out. And then we can actually do a bit more for it. I want to celebrate the game at least.
Players,
Yeah.
to celebrate, I think they're giving out the IRA, right? The adult IRA, the new hero.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, they are giving that out. But if I do it normally, it'll be in the store. I want to do it like a bit more grand.
Yes, understood.
To celebrate the game, even though I don't play it as actively now, but
Yeah.
I really want to do it, right, so that we can create more attention to the game, get more players.
And if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow there should be a big announcement regarding the 5th anniversary as well at the calling. I forgot which calling, but yeah. So there should be news.
Okay. There are a bunch of things happening now also, right? Okay.
There should be news coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, let's look up for that. Hopefully stuff that we can then take and do something, like take advantage of what they announced, be able to do something really major to celebrate the game.
Yeah.
So that's that's 5th anniversary. So guys, those of you who I really hope more people listen to this podcast who don't play card games or at least don't play FAB. Or, yeah, do check it out. Fifth anniversary is going to be pretty fun. I think. But it's going to be competitive, right? Because it's going to be CC, right? The event. I think the guy.
I don't know. I'm not a store owner. I just
I was reading the instructions. I think because what I like about booking with LSS is that they always send us good information. We get emails that with complete FAQ that guides us. That's very helpful. They also give us things like price guidelines and things like that. And also like what we will get in our, like, for example, the fifth anniversary kit, what we'll get.
yeah.
And also they give us like options. You can actually do it. Like for example, with skirmish, which we also thankfully managed to get in November as well. We were told that you could either do it as Living Legend, please. We can do it sealed Rosetta as well.
Oh, you can do sealed. Okay.
Yeah, there's an option. As store owners, we have the option of doing these different things. I think it depends on the community you have.
Yes.
And unfortunately, in Malaysia, sealed isn't something people enjoy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People, they play sealed during pre-release, right? Like in my store, I try to run drafts and things like that, but it hasn't taken up that well. I think running drafts sealed is actually a much convenient way to play if you don't want to maintain a constructed deck, because these sets are designed to be played as limited sets, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Malaysians, even for Magic or any other card game, they don't. Not all card games can do limited, right?
Yeah.
So I find Malaysians generally like to play constructed.
But here, every time there's a new set, I think like the first 3 weeks, everyone wants to do draft. we had our armory last week. Over capacity in the store because of draft.
That's good. I mean,
yeah,
but that doesn't really happen. I mean, Malaysia, I tried to do drafts at one point quite a bit, but we couldn't really get people interested.
Yeah, I had that problem when I was in the UK actually. When I was in the UK, we tried to gather people for draft, but it was quite hard. But I don't know. Over here, people love draft. They like to open packs, I guess.
I mean, people like to open packs here as well, but they open without playing. They just like to open the packs.
Yeah.
So sometimes I tell people, why do you guys open packs? Why don't you just draft? Or the very least play sealed, right?
Yeah.
Because they end up opening 6 packs or 10 packs or whatever. I'm like, dude, you guys open already like 10 packs. You just have all of you just sit down and take the 6 packs we have and play. At least you play for 3 hours, get some fun, get the cards that you want, or maybe get the cards that you want, right? So I don't know. I find it very odd. I mean, I'm playing a lot of limited now with Magic, so I've been enjoying the new Dustmon set.
It came out the same time as
at the same time, and Dustmon is a 80s horror set, right?
Is it only for draft or can?
So Magic now has got one main product for playing. So they used to have draft boosters and set boosters and all that, right? So now Magic has streamlined their sets, right?
Okay.
So now you have the high-end collector's boosters, which are really expensive, and you get a lot of nice stuff. And it's really cool. And then after that, there's obviously the draftable packs. It's got play boosters. So Magic has integrated their line now to just have one product line for playing. So you can play this and draft exactly like Flash and Blood, obviously. Because Flash and Blood is based off Magic, right? The thought process about drafting, right? So so that's a product you can play either for sealed 6-pack sealed, or you can play it as draft, right?
See.
Yeah, and I've been enjoying the draft. I think even I started playing card games with Flash and Blood. And my only experience has been Flash and Blood all this while until I started doing Magic in the store. And I can see, and I started Magic with some collaborators who'll be helping me to grow the community. And one of them is actually a big drafter. He loves draft, right? He grew up with Magic, and back in the day, he used to draft a lot. And I think the same thing goes for. So he loves draft because draft is a great way to play. You are testing your skill to build decks, and then you are then able to play, right, with three packs, right, and and he loves that format because you're able to get cards that you're able to get cards as well as you draft. You don't necessarily just open packs to find things. And I think that the same goes for FAB, right? It should be that way.
Yeah. There are cards that are used only during the draft right now.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame, right? We open all these packs sometimes, and then like all the commons we just Magic commons. Was it still called common? Or when
common.
I've been too much into Magic, and the rarities are mixed up in my brain.
It's the same.
Yeah. So so you use cards that you don't use generally in constructed, right? And I think that's a shame because we have so many of these cards, right? And we end up like not really using them. But in draft, they're actually really good or really powerful cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I've been doing a lot of drafting. I've been able to compare between the two games, right? And I honestly think that Magic has a better draft at the moment. It still is because Magic has been 30 years around, maybe the mark of 30 years.
But many people said that it's because Magic is more flexible.
Correct. Yeah. So I've been enjoying draft in Magic because I'm able to draft more flexibly. I'm able to combine the different mana colors.
Yes.
To create strategies.
Yes. As long as you have the.
Yeah. As long as you have the mana, right, or the land, or the cards to support it, right?
Yes.
So I think that's something that I really believe Flash and Blood still needs to do a lot of work.
The problem with Flash and Blood is you're bounded by the hero's ability.
Yeah, that's part of it. But also because I think I've been analyzing the differences between Flash and Blood and Magic, right? So I'm not saying Flash and Blood is a bad game, sure. I know. I mean, I came from Flash and Blood, right? And I still love Flash and Blood. So, but I'm starting to see some of the things that Flash and Blood needs to develop, in the next, as it evolves. And I think right now, Magic when it comes to win conditions, I think Magic has got more variety of win conditions. Like for example, mule strategies in Magic is a lot more viable compared to mule strategy in Flash and Blood, right?
Yeah.
So for example, I love Arachne, but I can't play Arachne now because Arachne is not viable. He's not able to mule aggressively enough, right? But with Magic, there are various ways you can play and build your decks, right? And because the game is so much more mature, all these strategies are a lot more viable. Well, I mean, that's why I think I'm a little bit like burned out with Flash and Blood right now because I think Flash and Blood is too linear in the math. Right? It's not a bad thing, but they need to start introducing ways, other ways that the heroes can.
But have you explored the hot item right now in Flesh and Blood? Count your blessing.
No,
that's the worst. That has been a hot topic in Flesh and Blood.
Oh, really?
It's the card whereby it costs 2. It's an instant. You discard it, you gain life. The red one, you gain 3 life. The yellow one, you gain 2 life. And the blue one, you gain 1 life. And you gain extra life as depends on how many count of blessing you have in your graveyard. So it's an exponential gain of life. So many of the fatigue decks now, like you said, Arachne, there's an Arachne's count your blessing deck that does that very well. Arachne, Teklovosa, and Enigma. Now all the heroes has a count your blessing, where every turn they do is attack, heal 11, attack, heal 11.
Wow. Okay, I got to. Is it a majestic?
No, it's a rare.
It's just a rare.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got to try it. Yeah, I have a Teklovosa deck, right? You guys know, right? It's a fully. Well, for CC it's fully fought, but for Blitz, not yet. I'm missing like 1 or 2 rare falls. Rare falls are so hard to get. Yeah, but I don't know. I could look at. I haven't really been paying much attention.
It's a big because many of the aggressive players are having trouble because the players keep just healing in their turn, and then the more you play, the more that you heal because it heals as much as how many of those cards you have in the deck, and everyone runs 9.
Oh, really? That sounds annoying.
Yeah, that's why people are starting to bring Poison the Well now. So when they heal, they get damage instead. So
okay.
That's very that's very fun.
Right.
It's very funny.
I actually once Rosetta was announced, and then we learned that Verdance and all these people can heal, right? I mean, I was like, oh, now I know why Poison the Well came out, right? It's like
Yeah,
this, yeah, okay.
but then yeah, the funny thing is like all these other heroes that starting to do the healing strategy is so funny. It's like every hero has a count your blessing mode now. So like
Oh, okay.
one of it
I
is
okay,
Arachne, I
okay.
think.
So yeah, sounds viable because like Techno Watson with the aggro decks was very difficult, right? Because
Yes.
there's just so much damage coming at you, and 4 cards is not enough to block. For example, with Zen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, but I don't know. Maybe call me a purist or whatnot. When I look at mechanologies, right, and I look at Techno Watson being like an Iron Man type hero,
Yeah.
I don't want to pollute the deck by putting non-mechanology stuff. Well, I know that I know that does not make the deck so that does not make the deck
Understood.
viable.
Yeah.
Like just like oh, I just want him to be like mechanologist.
Yeah, mechanologist.
Yeah,
That's why I don't play mechanologist. I find it too vanilla. It's like you just have like mechanologist in your deck.
yeah. I mean, like I know Techno Watson won one major event when it first came out, right?
Yeah.
But the deck when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is not the mechanologist deck. I don't want to. I know it's viable, but I don't want to play it because I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be Iron Man, right? I know that's dumb. I know you know
Yeah.
the deck to be competitive, but I'm like, oh, I just like playing him like this, so it's fine. Yeah, he's playable in some matchups. But aggro, yeah, he's rough. Yeah,
But there's a new mechanology, not a new, but a new product coming out, Dash.io, and everyone is scared
yeah,
of that. I
yeah.
think
That's what I heard. Right.
it's coming next week. I think next week or 2 weeks.
I think next 2 weeks. Oh, next week actually. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to pay for my order. I haven't yet. Oh my god. Yeah, but
many of our world's players are worried about that because it's like a new deck coming in right before the Worlds. Worlds is in like 3 weeks. So
yeah, but do you think the people who I'm sure those people want to play with her have already been testing out.
yes, I've faced some already on Talishare. So
Okay. So but
and it's
that's gonna be it's good basically going to be the whole boom grenade thing, but probably more aggressive, right?
very aggressive because it has a new card where it can draw a card
Wow.
with crank, an item like with crank that allows you to draw a card. So then now what they're doing is they're putting out those items and then you can like draw 6 in 1 turn.
Oh, what? That
Yeah.
sounds-
But then yeah, your deck runs out faster. So yeah, that's why many of the players going to Worlds are they're not sure how Dash.io will be. I've been testing with some of my friends who are going to Worlds, so
uh-huh.
I'm just helping them getting ready.
Dash IO. I don't know. I mean, I sort of touch with the competitive stuff. I mean, when she first came out, it was quite interesting to see her being played, like the way she was
Yeah.
fighting with the boom grenades. But and then for a period of time, it seemed. I remember, I think someone did quite well with it, right? Ran all the way to the finals, right?
Yes.
What's his name? The
At
Tom.
the
And
I
then
don't know. I don't remember the names, but I remember in the early stages.
yeah, it was a Sydney calling or something like that, right?
Yeah, but it's a new product, so I think I really like the Armory CC deck because many players buy it and then they can just play straight from the buying the CC deck Armory.
Yeah, I think the Armory deck is actually a good product.
Yeah, I think it's very good.
Like I've seen people play it out of the box and they can do quite well in Armory.
Yes, especially the Kaio, and I think that this Dash IO one is gonna be quite strong as well. So, if you want to introduce new players to CC, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. Yeah, I've got to bring the product in. I've been so busy. I've been putting it off because of this. I told you before the call these issues I have.
Yeah.
And let's not get into it on pod. That's not. So yeah, anyways. Yeah. So yeah, differences between draft in Flash River and Magic. Flash River is a long way to go. So I don't.
It's still a baby.
Well, I think Flash River now is a toddler, slightly older than a toddler, right? Like
10 years or 5 years? 10 years. 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, did we talk about 5th anniversary? I can't remember.
Yes.
We've been rambling on. So yeah, Flash Emblem draft. Draft or sealed. Yeah, I should play more. I don't know. I think right now with Flash Emblem, I just want to engage with it more casually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually was playing a game. doing super practice, so we had some spare time, right? So right now, even though I was teaching Magic there, we found some pockets of time to play Flash and Blood. So one of the members of the collector team, because they've been getting the Flash and Blood as well, right? So I was playing my Techno Watson against the pre-con Florian, right?
Oh, okay.
And then so my friend was telling me my friend, the person I was playing with was my friend. He was telling me that he was actually playing against another member of the team, of his team, right? And then he said that he actually managed to, he was just playing the pre-con, then he was able to like generate 40 rune chance, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's how Florian plays, especially in sealed. That you can defend until her ability is active, then you can generate a lot of rune chant.
Yeah, so he was like when he could finally decompose. So I know, I mean, this is as much as I know about Rosetta, because I played Florian during PvP, so I paying attention. I do pay attention a bit to what he can do, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, he told me that he generated 40 rune chance and destroyed another slightly more seasoned player, in his with his team member, right? Which was his boss actually.
Oh no.
So it's like the boss like, oh my god, what happened? The boss was pretty upset. So what happened? I can't 40 rune chance. I can't do anything, right? Even if you have like a whole handful of blues,
No, you can't.
can't, right?
Yeah.
So it's just them. It just dead, and it bleeds, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was playing with him, and like so Tiger Watson is a slower deck, right? And the build that I'm playing is actually I built the build based on the FAB TCG. There's a FAB TCG article that talk about they gave a build for Blitz, and I just copied that and used that, right?
Okay.
So that build uses sigils. So that build is not a pure mechanologist build. I mean, when I play that deck, I feel very disgusted sometimes. It's got thing below in it, and it's got Sigil of Solace and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh god, I really don't like playing this, because I like playing him more mid range with boost and things like that. So anyway, it bleeds, you can't do that, I think, right? So when I play that deck, right? So we were playing, right? And my deck's fully upgraded, obviously, right? Because I've got all the evils and things like that. I was playing against Florian Precon, right? And the Florian Precon was holding its own. I was like, oh my god, I'm having. Yeah, I think eventually I probably might have gotten him, but because in Blitz you sometimes need to block, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm losing, like for example, my Terminator tanks or my War Machines into the graveyard or whatever, and then Florian's able to hit me with like a lot of wound chance. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, right? So it was a really interesting match. I'm like, okay, the Precon's actually holding its own against a fully upgraded deck. I'm like, wow, the Precon's are actually quite good now, right? I'm like,
Yes.
yeah,
I think they've improved in that side.
I think Brian Gottlieb is responsible for that line of products, right?
Yeah. They've improved for making their sealed products much better.
Yeah, especially the starter stuff like the Blitz Precons. So yeah, it was interesting to play, and I was enjoying it, right? So I wasn't playing competitively; I was just having fun, and I was like, wow, this Florian Precon is actually pretty decent, right? Yeah, yeah, and there's a different style of play, right? And the fact that you can tank damage and then suddenly hit you with like a whole bunch of rune chant, that's actually quite scary, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because you won't have enough. And the cool thing was last weekend, because we were at a card show, someone actually cracked some Flesh and Blood, right? And pulled a core for that modular armor piece for AB, right? I mean, because my deck's fully fought, right? So I was so happy to have that. And then actually I quickly swapped that into my deck and I played, because I had to play against a Rune Blade, right?
Yeah. So you get to put the AB in.
Yeah, I've got an AB piece now. Because prior to this, I always had to take up my gun and put in the Arcane Lantern.
Then you don't have a weapon.
Okay, number one, I don't have a weapon. Number two, I cannot become macropotent.
Yes.
I cannot play Singularity because I'm like, I don't have my gun. So stupid, right? But now I got this armor piece, right? And then because we couldn't finish the game actually, because we were busy teaching people, and then we just left the game state on the table. But I was also worried because my deck's fully fought, right? And I kept looking at things and we couldn't finish the game. But then after that, after I just packed up the cards. And then later I was talking to my friend and I was like, yeah, I think you would have won this game because when I find, because by that point in time when we were playing the game said that I had to back out for that. I already had all my armor pieces on, but then later on I suddenly realized that when I have all my armor pieces on, right, the AB is gone.
Oh yes.
Yeah, right. Because for that game, I actually put the modular piece onto the head slot, right.
Yeah.
By that point in time, I already gotten my head, arms, chest. I was just waiting to figure out how I can get singularity out, right. I think I already almost could singularity, right. But then suddenly I realized that wow, if he had built 40 rune chance by that time and he just taken a hit or whatever, and if he had just swung back, for example, just swing the stupid sword, right? With 14 rune chance, I'll be dead.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god! I was like, that hit me like after that. And I was like, wow. I mean, I could have lost. I think I would have lost the game if he had all the rune chant build up, right?
Yeah.
And especially because my game plan was to actually put my armor pieces on, but it didn't strike me that I would lose AB once the armor goes on. So
Yeah.
that's actually you could actually lose. I could actually have lost. I may have lost. I don't know because we didn't finish the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that's just been my experience so far at FAB with Rosetta. I've just played a couple of games. I've never experienced Aurora because I don't even play my armories nowadays. It's so busy, so tired.
But do you have lots of players playing in the hours?
Uh I don't know. I think there's been a bit of a slowdown. I think in Malaysia. I think at least where I am in Kuala Lumpur, right? Petaling Jaya, Kuala Lumpur. Like my armories aren't as full now. I don't
Okay.
know why. I've been trying to. I mean, I've been trying to do my best to get new players. So I don't know why people are just pulling off. I think maybe some people are maybe fatigued after Zen. Maybe I don't know. I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
And it's getting near the end of the year. Usually it slows down near the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Like my armories used to have quite a bit of people. Like we will have at least like 8, 9, 10, 12. Sometimes it'll be a bit more full. But lately it's not been as active. I'm glad I actually do Magic, right? So at least I've got the store is catching up.
Yes.
So playing other games, we're able to earn get our income in for the store. So yeah, I mean people are still playing. I'm not saying people are not playing, but it seems like I don't feel the buzz as much. Maybe it's because I'm playing Magic. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, wait until 5th anniversary and
So yeah,
Sanlu
anniversary.
and calling KL.
Yeah, so I'm trying to work on
Okay.
some stuff for calling KL. Hopefully that will happen. Then we can really take advantage of calling and get more players. I'll get more players into the game.
Yeah.
So that's the calling KL. So it's happening in December, guys. So if you are Malaysian or in Southeast Asia, somewhere nearby, please come and then or guys hit me up. I mean, we can go. If you can come early, we can go out somewhere, hang out as a group, and not play Faction Blood, but just hang out. Then play Faction Blood in the calling. Yeah. And the World is coming. So yeah, that's happening 3 weeks time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, in Osaka. So yeah, are you going?
No.
Is anyone from
Oh yeah, we have like a team of 10 people going.
Then are going? Okay. I think Malaysia's. Yeah, I think maybe there's some people are not playing as much. Maybe they're all saving money preparing for Worlds. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean our Worlds players have been practicing with different decks, so I've been just playing with them. So yeah.
So you think dash IO will appear, right? That's what
Yes,
you think, right?
but it's just a matter of how confident people are, because it's a new deck. So usually for a big tournament, people do not take that chance. But I don't know. It'll be interesting if some people are gonna.
The Australian guy Tom Downing, was it? Remember, he did really well. Remember, in one of the
Yeah,
events, he would probably be so excited.
yeah.
Yeah, then you see him show up at Worlds. Well, let's see. But who do you think will be the heroes that will be, in the meta game for Worlds?
I think it's gonna be similar to the PQ. So Enigma, Aurora, maybe Azalea. Azalea, I think it's a sleeper. Azalea and maybe an assassin, Uzuri or no,
Uzuri,
or no, or
Or-
no.
not
Yeah,
as right? Yeah.
yeah. One of those assassin, in my opinion, they're always good.
Yeah,
But
like Uzuri won that. Oh my god, I can't remember details now in my head, but yeah, the Japanese dude who won on Uzuri, right?
yeah, calling, I think.
the calling. Which one was this?
Japan, I think. Is it Japan? Yeah, Japan.
Japan.
Yeah,
Who did he win against? It was
it was a Zen, I think.
yeah. He beat the Zen, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Usuris were doing well when Zen was meta. Because
Yeah, because Zen don't block, right? And also you
yes,
can just disrupt your hand and disrupt your
exactly.
yeah. So yeah, I think yeah. So yeah, okay. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention as much.
A lot of events coming soon, so
So yeah,
yeah.
I should read the news a bit more. Yeah, running a store is hard work. It's and
Are
I
you
guess
gonna go back to the store tomorrow? Do you go every day or?
thankfully now I have a store manager and I've got an intern now helping out in the store. So I try to shape things up. So I've been doing a lot more, going out doing business development, trying to find ways to earn more income for the store, not purely from just the products and events in the store, right? So it's been very hard work. I try to go to the store. Like today, I was in the store. Yeah, because we had some new MTG drafters who came to come play today. So I actually ended up being in the store until they drafting as well. Yeah, because
Oh,
I wanted to just be there so that they could have people to play with, right? Not it would just be three people drafting, right? We had five of us, right? So I could have just left, but I stayed on to get to know them, talk to them. Yeah, these are young people. I think they're like their early 20s, and they just started Magic not too long ago with Commander. And then I'm glad that now I'm doing Magic because there's quite a number of new people appearing here and there. I don't know why. I haven't studied the reason why there are people coming into various card games. Because tends to be the more complicated one, right? So
yeah.
I get quite surprised that this young man, I can call them young men because I'm so freaking old. So definitely, I asked him, "Did you play card games before?" One of them said that he used to watch his cousin or something like that when he was younger, right? Play Magic, and then the cousin used to like want him to play because cousin had no one to play with. So that's why he got exposed to Magic a bit more. And then now suddenly he's getting into the game. I think he's about 19, 20 years of college going. Then two friends, his friends came and today. And they all started obviously with Commander, right? Because Commander is the one that you watch YouTube, all YouTube videos you watch on Magic is always Commander. Right? Which I
Yeah.
don't think is a good format to start playing Magic. I think you should start playing Magic with either to draft or you can also start. Drafting is a bit more complicated, I guess, because you have to learn how to build your deck and all that. But if you start playing with standard games, right? Like standard Magic or modern or whatever, right? So these games teach you the fundamentals of a card game. It's like if I say One Day Flash and Blood has got a Commander type format that not UPF but something maybe like Commander where it's single turn, right?
Yeah.
It's like then you start playing with that. I think it's more difficult because you don't get the repetition of cards in play sets and all that to help you learn patterns. Right, like right now I play Commander now. I find it quite. I think it's not the best way to learn Magic or to get into Magic because Commander you only get once off, and in Commander when you play, your board state is massive and you have to remember all the triggers. So I'm like, okay, I don't think this is the best way to learn Magic, right? So I think, yeah, but I think Flash is more simpler in that sense. It's deep but simpler to pick up. So I think when anyone wants to start playing card games, they should start with Flash and Blood. If later you want to play Magic, sure, go ahead and play Magic, right? But Flash and Blood will always be there. I think Flash and Blood is very minute to minute, right? Number one, number two, it's just different now. I mean, it's two different games. When I first started the store, I always used to think that Magic's crap, right, or whatever, right? Because
No, it's different.
I haven't played Magic before, so people say, oh, like Flash and Blood or Grand Archive, all these different games, they fix the mana problem, right? So I'm like, okay, sure, it makes sense, right? So, like if you get a bad draw in Magic, for example, it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. Then you can't play the game, right? And like all these games fix the mana problem, and then But then now that I'm actually playing Magic and able to compare, right? I'm like, these are just two different games, right? Magic does its thing, Flash and Blood does its thing. Don't be so tribal and these other people's games. I think if you enjoy the games you want to enjoy, and not think that other games are bad, right? Because they all have their strengths, right? Yeah. So like Flash and Blood, I find right now this is just missing some things on the casual side. I hate using the word casual, right? But what I mean is that people just want to enjoy the time with their friends. So right now UPF is still not as good as Commander, I don't like UPF that much. I see my storm, some people come, they do play UPF sometimes here and there. I see they're having fun. But I'm like, when I look at Commander, and because I'm experiencing Commander also myself, right? I'm like, Commander is just so much more interaction, right? It's very complex, dense. There's a lot of things you can do. When I look at UPF, there's not much you can do because of the linearity of FAB that I said before, right? So I don't know. I just want PvE to come out. Then I can play FAB more casual, go kill some boss or something like that, right? With my
Yeah.
friends or with the people, with my customers in the store. Yeah. So Magic actually has got a new set of commander decks from Dustmorn, and they brought back this old thing called Arch Enemy. So
Okay.
how Arch Enemy works? Yeah, I want to do it in my store. I want to get people to try and play and because Commander I find sometimes can be meandering. Like the people are just messing around, and then there's takes a long time for the game to conclude.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you want to play games like that, but if you don't have the time, you can't afford to play like 3 hour games, right, or whatever. So Arch Enemy is when you buy a Dustmorn Commander deck, right, it comes with this set of oversized cards, huge. I didn't know they were that big until I opened up the decks to use for the store. And I also have a personal set myself. And so they have these decks, these commander decks come with obviously 100 card decks, right? And then one's a commander and whatnot. And then they all come with these scheme cards, like oversized cards that one player can then use. And then you can play this format called Arch Enemy. So it's 3 versus 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Arch Enemy is bolstered by the scheme cards. So I haven't really played it myself yet, but I want to try. So with the scheme cards, you can actually it's very big cards, so you can obviously shuffle them up, and then you can like open up one, and then there's certain things I think you can open up from time to time, and then these scheme cards will make that commander powerful, like super powerful, so you can fight 3 people, right?
Yeah.
I think that's something that I think Flash and Blood. I hope the PV will be something like this. Becomes more like a dungeon crawl or 3 versus 1 co-op, right? I think that I think Flash and Blood can do with something like that. And the Arch Enemy is like to me like, oh, I wish Flash and Blood play something like this Arch Enemy thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not with the skin cards that bolster the deck, because Commander is a different type of game, right? So I think if you ask me if Flash and Blood is to be successful to get more people who are not competitive to play Flash and Blood, I think something like that would make a lot of sense, right? Because not everyone's competitive. I've mentioned this quite a few times on the pod. I think card games don't always have to be competitive, and card games can do really well without having people like pack so often to get competitive cards. I think card games just need to be more accessible. With more accessibility, you have a bigger pool of players, and therefore sales for a store for the game can be better, right?
Yeah.
Because if 1 million people play Flash and Blood, there's a lot more people than, let's say, Malaysia, we have 1 million Flash and Blood players. Some of them casual, some of them competitive, right? Then we will do well, right? The stores will do well because it'll be very active, vibrant, and single will be better as well because 1 million people opening packs. And I don't think people just open one pack, right? People will open like at least a box, or even not a box if they can't afford it, then maybe every time come to the store, open a couple of packs, like 5 packs or 4 packs. If 5 million people are opening packs, good lord, that's like all the cards. Sales will be really good because and stable, right? Rather than just thinking you only get pre-release, you get the pre-orders, and then you get the sales, and after that it's hard. So yeah, I think a format like that would be very helpful, right?
I think they're in the works. It's just I think they haven't finalized it. It's been a while. They've teased it many times, but they just
but it's so slow. I cannot tahan. I'm like, okay, those of you
they've always
can't take it, right?
they've always released cards that are perfect for PvE every set. If you see, like there are cards that aren't used.
I do. I see. I'm like,
competition.
but what's going
It's
to
like,
happen? What is it going to be? There's
yeah.
no. I don't know. I just feel that I personally I'm impatient, of course, because I've been in the business for 2.5 years, almost 3 now, right? And I'm impatient because I'm like, I really want to see that format come out because there's nothing like that right now in the market. I mean, there's Sorcery and Altered, which is different, right? There's this new game I actually experienced called Vibes, right? Vibes TCG, but I'm like, no, I want to have a dungeon crawl thing because I love Dungeons and Dragons. I don't play much Dungeons and Dragons, but I like the idea of co-op because I like Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter is a fun co-op game,
Uh-huh.
right? And I generally don't like PvP, right? So card games are always PvP. So, but I like playing collaboratively with people.
Oh, you should try it. There are some board games that you do. Like, I do. Have you played Marvel Champion?
I haven't. I know it exists, but I haven't tried it. Right? That's a
It's
different
one
kind
of
of
the
LCG, right?
yeah. I play Marvel Champions. There's another Marvel. I like Marvel, so ah there's a Marvel board game card game that I have the set as well. So
Yeah,
it's a player versus a boss. Like you can play 4 players against a boss.
yeah, maybe I should try
You
that.
should try. You should try.
But
Marvel Champions is quite good in
if
my
I try
opinion.
it, I feel like I'm betraying Flesh and Blood.
No. It's different in my opinion. Those are like one-off games. Like you play a scenario and then it's
Yeah,
different. I
okay.
also play like board games once in a while. I don't play Flesh and Blood every week.
Yeah, you'd be boring, right?
Yeah, but you should try Marvel Champions. I think it's similar. The system of mana and the system of paying costs. One card can be used to pay costs. One card can be used to play. It's the same as Flesh and Blood, but it's just different scenario where you're like a group of heroes facing one bad guy.
So yeah, it's PVE, right? Like
Yeah,
Monster Hunter and all these video
yeah,
games.
yeah. But it's in Marvel universe. It's a good design game.
Sure, I got to check it
You
out.
should you should try.
Yeah,
I
cool.
have a whole set of it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of expansion as well, right?
yeah.
Obviously, right? So yeah, a lot more to do for the business. So I play whatever I can in the store, right? So right now it's Magic. Honestly, I've not played much Flash and Blood, unless you count last weekend, which I played a bit. I do miss it, right? But I'm like, it's just right now. I don't know. I spent 2.5 years playing Flash and Blood. That's why, and now it's just time to take a small breather. Yeah, we'll see. If I see an interesting hero, then maybe But right now, I don't know. I'm not as excited about Rosetta. Right, like Florian looks interesting, but right now because a lot of my own personal purchases have been like Magic stuff. I'm like, I couldn't have enough money to keep buying Flash Roulette.
Oh,
Yeah, I think card games it's hard to support 2 card games, right?
you can't.
Yeah, you should just focus on one. So right now, because I need to get into Magic, right? And I also personally enjoy Magic, right? Yeah, so sometimes I feel like, I might be betraying my first love. No, why am I playing another card game? Yeah. So, but it's just different games. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there'll be seasons, and I know there will come a time when I'll get more into Flash and Blood again, But now it's just the downtime season where I'm just enjoying something else for a while. But Magic's really deep. I realize, if I don't know, I'm afraid if I go too deep into it, I never get out.
No. You can play both.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about Flash and Blood is that if you already invested in one class, it's easier to get back into later, right?
Yeah. You just need to wait for another class.
So I think right now, probably I've been liquidating quite a bit of my cards because I personally need the money, right? And a friend of mine we decided to just consolidate our collections because we're not hyper competitive players, right?
Yeah.
So we thought, like, why don't we just get rid of our excess stuff? I mean, like, some stuff we can sell, some stuff I sell. Then some of the super expensive cards we can recover some of the money. And then after that we can play, right? And then we share cards, right? Yeah, because I know these cards have value, but to me, it's like, this is a game. I want to enjoy the game. And then if me and a friend can help each other to share cards and all that, then we can play, right? And I mean, we don't need 2 play sets of CNC, right? Like, and not all decks use CNC, correct? And because we're not hyper competitive, it's okay, right? Like,
Yeah,
we can play different decks, just enjoy the game. Because I find Flash and Blood is like I feel like it would be like a MOBA sometimes, right? Like you can have these different heroes you can play, right? So you have to just select the hero you want to play that time and play, right? And not all the decks use the generics, right? So I think that's the plan right now, to continue to engage with Flash and Blood. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to own the cards, but I think I'm getting to a point where no, I just want to play the game. Owning the cards. Actually, I don't know. I don't think I don't need to own the cards. Right? I just come to that place where I don't need to own the cards, right? Yeah. But I don't know one day what happens if we want to liquidate all the cards. Who belongs to what? I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. We haven't started on it yet. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Have you thought about something like that? Because sometimes maybe I'm a bit like a Timmy, right? I like, wow, cool new character, new hero, new mechanics. I want to play, right? And then after that, you end up playing with that hero for a while, and then definitely end up playing another hero, right? And then the deck sits in your shelf.
I've come from a point of no return because I collect all the
Oh, do you have the cards for most heroes?
yes, I have playset of almost all the cards.
I mean, I was doing that at one point, but then now that I started getting into Magic, I decided not to because I realized there's some heroes that I just maybe dislike the play style. But I don't like Ranger, so I know I will never play Ranger. The only Ranger I started messing around a bit was
Lexi?
no. Riptide.
Riptide?
I actually built a Riptide Blitz deck, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have all the pieces there. But then I realized I wasn't playing as much. I just realized I become more discerning as a player. Which is my advice to all our listeners out there. If you're playing Flash and Blood, try out the different heroes. If you have friends who have certain decks, try it. Because what's important, I think, is not winning entirely, but it's enjoying playing the hero, right?
Yeah.
And I find that some heroes that I just don't enjoy as much, right? I didn't enjoy. Yeah, I don't enjoy the Rangers. You don't ask me why, I just don't. Riptide was interesting because he could ping people damage on people's turn, right? And that was interesting. And the hero design was also interesting because he's so disgusting and grotesque, right? So that's why I find sometimes I like heroes like that. So, oh, it looks so cool. Or it looks like I don't know why I like disgusting heroes, but I do. Disgusting looking mutant type things, right? Yeah. So like even right now in Magic, I've gone all in. I mean, I haven't gone all in per se, but I've been playing Eldrazi. I don't know whether you know this in Magic. So in Magic lore, there's this creatures called Eldrazi, right? They come from the space between planes called the Blind Eternities. Right? And Eldrazi are these nasty creatures who come and destroy planes. So I like the character designs. Like even in Flash and Blood, I sometimes drawn to the hero not because of the mechanics. Sometimes because I like how the hero looks, right? So the same thing with Eldrazi, right? Like, oh, I like the creatures, right? And then this Eldrazi are like they are titans, right? And they destroy things, and they look a bit like aliens, right? You know the movie Aliens, the
Yeah.
one with the face huggers and all that. So yeah, I've been drawn to that, and these decks, like I really enjoy playing the deck because it's like the commanders decks, right? Because these creatures land on the table, they destroy permanents, which like permanents in Magic are things like lands and any kind of creature that's on the table, right? And they're nasty, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm liking this deck. It's a slow deck. You need to build up your resources like very slowly, and then you have these 10, it'll be like 10 cost creatures that spotlight on the table, and when they land, right, they really make an impact, you know. So I realized that with certain games, I like a certain style of play. Same with Flash and Blood, right? So my advice to people who play card games, those of you who also already play or more mature in the game, be generous. Let your friends play your decks because you got to let a person and understand what they're playing and understand for themselves what they enjoy to play, right? And then you'll be more invested in the game. Yeah. So I think that's what sometimes like it's lacking in the community. Sometimes I don't know, maybe in Asia it's more common in Asia. We don't share as much, right? Sometimes we like to, oh, it's mine. Right?
Mhm.
If I load it to you, if you damage my cards, right? So yeah, I think that's something that I'm finding that I love to do. I like to try different decks I have. Of course, sometimes I'm really worried if damage to cards and all that. But sometimes I just need to remember these are just cards, right? I mean, at the end of the day, what's important is the people, the friendships, and the cardboard is just cardboard. Yeah, sure. I mean, the cardboard is expensive, I know, but aren't people more important? So and that's how we get more people to come play Flash and Blood or Magic or whatever card game, right? Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
just this is some rambling. I don't know. We've been going on for quite a bit. We thought we closed the pod earlier today, right? Yeah. I think we covered everything we wanted to talk about. This pod supposed to be Flash and Blood originally, but I think along the way I realized that,
I think we can discuss about TCGs.
yeah, I think I realized along the way the reason why I also decided to call the podcast trading card talks because I wanted us to be free to talk about other card games as well. So yeah, we can talk more about Flash and Blood, true. But I think as a journey for me as a card player and a business owner of a local game store in trading cards, right? Trading card games. I think it's good to compare different games. Then we appreciate what we have, right? Like yeah, and then we can also see how the game that we love can get better because a lot of these games they also have talented people working on these games, right? And then how can we take some of these elements, for example, and go and implement it in Flash and Blood. And I realized like now that I play Magic, there are a lot of cards that the names in Flash and Blood they actually come from Magic.
Yes. That's
I mean, I knew that there were a lot of cards that were named after Magic cards, right? Like Terra Thunder, I realized it's actually a Magic card called Terra Thunder as well.
Yeah.
So okay, I mean, it's like paying homage to the original, like the games like originally played, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we close?
I think it's been an hour already.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry we rambled on. But yeah, we just wanted. But I guess we just talked about card games, so that's not too bad, right? We didn't go off topic to talk about the latest Marvel movie or whatever. Yeah. So okay, I think that's about it. ProQuest season is up, so guys, if you are Flash and Blood players, and you've got competitive decks, to do support the local game scene and where you are at, whether you are in Indonesia or Malaysia or in Singapore or the Philippines. Please go out and support the community, the games especially. When you support a local game store, you're really helping out the stores, right? And you have like 50 people playing there. The store can make some good income. At the same time, so they support you to have a place to play, right? So go support the local scene. Support Flash and Blood. Come to Calling KL. Yeah, and
play in the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. 50th anniversary is that's going to be like 50 years time. Yeah, but
5th anniversary, 50th.
You're predicting the future that we will have. When it's 50th anniversary, I'll be 90 years old, man.
No.
90 years old. Yeah, I'll be 90 years old. If we have 50th anniversary. I don't think I can play card games at that time. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is Chris signing off. And Adrian, any closing remarks?
No, just excited to play in the upcoming season. ProQuest. See you guys next time.
Yeah. So see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully I'll be able to edit the pod tomorrow and get it out. Yeah. So this is, I can't remember now, episode 9, I think, 8 or 9 of
9, I think.
9, I think it's 9, right? Not be keeping track of So have fun playing, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Card Delight, trading cards. It's time to join the conversation. Lead a journey into the trading card hall.